All right, well, welcome to Yin. My name is Ken. It's so nice to see your faces. And tonight for class, we'll use just a few props. I'm sitting on a cushion. You could use a pillow or maybe even a couch cushion if you don't have one, or I mean if you have one. I also have a block that we'll use and like a blanket. You could also just grab a towel and that would work also. So those are the props that we'll potentially use tonight. And tonight, we're actually going to start lying down. So just take your props, move them off to the side, and lie down. Now, maybe that I move around a little bit just as I prepare things, but really just follow my voice and what I say to do. So we're going to lie back. And, you can spread your feet a little wider apart. Arms angled alongside body. Palms face the ceiling. And very simply, as you settle into your practice, just take a slow, deep breath in, just feeling your belly rise. And then a slow breath out, belly button falls. You follow that up at your own breath pace with a nice inhale and belly rise. And a relaxation through belly. Just letting the muscles around your eyes relax. Separate your teeth slightly. Jaw relaxes. On your next exhale, just allowing your body to settle. Just letting any anxiety or tension melt down through the floor to the earth below. Once again, just relaxing those muscles around your eyes. And just start to move your fingers. You can make a fist with your hands. And then relax fingers open. Just another fist. Squeeze your hands tight. And then relax hands open. And relax your hands, and we'll wiggle toes. You can roll your feet in towards each other and then out. Really moving your legs. Just rotating. Inward rotation, both legs, and then an outward rotation. Then you relax your legs, squeeze toes. It's almost like you're making a fist with your feet. And then open up toes, just spread your toes wide. Then we'll do that again. You just squeeze, make a fist with your feet. And then open up toes, spread feet, toes wide. Relax your feet. Now just reaching your arms straight up towards the ceiling. Fingers can spread wide, just a little bit of active hands here, running energy through your arms to your fingertips. You reach fingertips towards the ceiling, so it's actually like a rounding of your upper back. So shoulders, your head stays down, but the shoulders start to move up off the mat somewhat. So it's just your spine between shoulder blades on the floor. And then we're going to draw shoulders down. Shoulder blades press down to your mat. And then we'll do that again. Reach fingers up towards the ceiling. Shoulders coming off. The spine stays down though. So mid-back is, or your spine right between shoulder blades is on the mat. And then we'll bring shoulder blades down, just press down. Then on an inhale, we're just going to reach arms up overhead. And then as you exhale, arms come down alongside body. It's like we're gathering energy here. And then inhale, arms come up overhead. So it's really like almost a version of shoulder shrugs. We're just lying down. Exhale, arms sweep out to the side, down towards your hips. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach arms up and overhead along the floor, and then on an exhale, it's like really almost like a snow angel, right? As we bring arms down. Then reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. It doesn't matter which arm, but let's just say right arm. Then we're going to draw that right arm across body. This is a shoulder stretch. It's okay if the right shoulder comes off the floor a bit, but keep your hips down. Just feeling a stretch through the outer part of the right shoulder. Then let's just release that right arm. Left arm up towards the ceiling, just reach up. Right hand reaches around that left arm. We're just going to draw that left arm across body. Left shoulder just slightly comes up off the floor. There we go. Bring your arms up. And then let's just grab right knee. So squeeze right knee in towards chest. Give yourself a nice little squeeze here. Then press down with your tailbone or your sacrum. And let's just lift that left heel just about 1 inch off the floor. Left toe is flexed towards your shin. And then just to wake up the core just a bit, you can lift your head up, lift your shoulders up as you squeeze, continue to squeeze right knee towards shoulder. Then we'll bring left heel down, shoulders down. Straighten that right leg out. Then grab your left knee. Squeeze left knee in. Just a stretch through that low left back. Right foot, flexing right toes towards your shin, and we'll just lift that right heel about 1 inch or 2 off the floor, but make sure you're pressing down with your sacrum or tailbone. Then as you can, I'm just going to curl shoulders up, reaching out through that right heel. Shoulders come down, right heel comes down. Straighten your legs out. Now one more move here. This is just while we're here, it's a nice little supine half moon. So we're going to reach arms up overhead. And then just shift your shoulders over to the right. And you can grab your left wrist with your right hand. Feet move to the right. And we're just going to pull with that right hand. You just pull on the left wrist. And this is really just a beautiful stretch through the left side. Shoulders and hips stay down. A little extra stretch, you can bring left foot on top of right foot. Deep breath into left rib cage. All right, let's release that. We'll just come back to center. Go right over to the other side. So we're just going to move shoulders over to the left. Left hand grabs right wrist. Feet move over to the left. So it's a half moon side right along your right side. Or a banana shape. I'm not really trying to overdo this at all. You can stack your right ankle on top of left ankle. Breathe into right rib cage, opening up right side. A release, coming back to center. Bring feet back, bring shoulders back, arms alongside body. And bend both knees. Let's squeeze knees in towards chest. And roll over onto your right side. We're working our way up towards a seated position. And then we'll just push on up. Come on up. Good. All right, bring your right leg out. This will be a nice little stretch through the right hamstring. And tonight, either bring the left foot to the inside of your right leg, or you can bring your left foot to the outside of right leg. Now grab left knee, and let's just pull belly and chest towards thigh. Nice and tall. So lifting up through the crown of your head. Now with this right leg, press down with your right heel. So it actually makes it a bit of it's like an active stretch through the back of the right leg. And as you continue to press down through the right heel, let's just hug in that left knee. So you wrap right arm around left knee. Still pressing down through the right heel. As you pull on the left knee, resist with the right arm. So it's a bit of a stretch and activation through that left hip. And we'll just turn this into a spinal twist. Left hand drops down behind you. And belly button just shifts along that left thigh. Deeper breath, expanding rib cage. That's it. Ease our way back to center. And we'll just switch. We're going to return back. We're going to do a little bit bigger of a hamstring stretch, but let's introduce this hamstring stretch to both legs first. So left leg out. Right foot to the inside of left leg, or just bring it to the outside, whatever is most comfortable for you. I really like to just grab right knee. It gives some leverage so you don't collapse down through spine. That's not really what you're after. Pull belly and chest towards thigh. Press down with left heel. And as you press down with left heel, here we go. Let's hug the right knee in. So give it a nice hug. And don't miss this part. When you hug that knee in, resist with the knee. This will help activate that right hip. Twisting. Right hand drops on the floor behind you. Return back to center. All right, unwind the legs. Now, bring your feet into Baddha Konasana. Soles of feet pressed together. Now, you can make a choice here. So you can go without props, or, especially if it feels a little tighter through the inner legs, you can prop up one leg with a bolster. And you could take, let's say, your blanket or a block underneath the other knee. You don't have to use the props, but it's just an option. And just grab the outsides of feet. Lengthen through chest, so just getting nice and tall here. And then as we hold this pose, start to tilt the top of your pelvis forward. So it's kind of like you're moving your belly button towards your heels. Some of you may actually start to bring your chest closer and closer towards feet. But as you're coming on down, really think about crown of head moving forward. So, it's okay to come down, but then get long through spine. Using hands that are on your feet or your ankles as leverage here, just to pull forward. Now in this class, what would be appropriate is, whenever it's quiet, like my intent is not to talk the whole time, so that you can just breathe and feel. So in those quiet moments, it's just focus on your breath. Deep breath in and out. And just how the pose feels. Okay, now let's rise up. I bring your hands to the outside of your knees, and let's just push knees together. And so here's the extra hamstring stretch, and we'll also add a little hip opener with it. So let's bring the right foot back out. This time, just a bit of knee pile. So you're going to bring your left leg, trying to stack your knees on top of each other. Now, you might not be able to get that to happen. Some of you might actually be able to bring this left heel all the way back to the right hip. If this feels like, I don't know, it's a bit too much on my knee or my hip, you could just treat this as a separate leg stretch where you bring the left foot to the inside of right leg. So just think about what makes sense for you. And we'll make it an option here with this right leg. When you press down with the right heel, it's an active stretch. That means, and you can feel it, when you press down, you can feel your hamstring is actually engaged, and you can stretch your hamstring actively when it's engaged. It's actually a very nice way to stretch. Or just relax your right leg and make it just a bit more of a passive stretch, which is also an excellent stretch. It's just your choice. But let's grab left knee, lengthen spine. And you can start to lean forward as your right hamstring allows. If it's a little easier for you to lean forward, you can bring your hands on mat. And I can't quite do that, but some of you might actually reach down and grab your feet or that right foot. It's not any more successful to be able to grab the foot than your knee. It just depends how your body is. And just give this a few breaths where you can just feel the stretch. Two more breaths. And we'll rise on up. Come on up. And we'll switch legs. Left leg out. Bit of a knee pile here. If you can bring your right knee on top of left knee, you do, or really however far over you can. Again, there is also the option of just a separate leg stretch. Pushing down through left heel or keeping that left leg relaxed, either way. Lengthen spine. And this, let's give this, it's about a 90-second pose from here, and I really won't give any cues here. Just ease your way into your forward fold. About 30 more seconds. Good. Let's come on up. And move your props off to the side. Come in a tabletop. And this sequence here, a couple of cat-cows, child's pose for a moment or two, and then we'll get into a hip opener, a little deeper of a hip opener. All right, knees below hips, wrists right below shoulders. On an inhale, you just drop belly. That's called cow pose. Exhale, rounding spine, cat pose. Tuck tailbone under, pull belly in. You work your breath and your cat-cow. If you're feeling slightly more active today, you could do the next couple cat-cows. It's really like an up dog into a, not really a down dog. You just come forward and just start to shift your hips back a bit. Chest gets close towards the floor. So either a few more cat-cows or this up dog into a somewhat of like a kneeling down dog. And eventually right into child's pose. And if you haven't already, next exhale, child's pose. Pressing hips back towards heels. Taking a breath into that low back. Let's go 2 more breaths here. Then rising up into tabletop. Shift the weight over towards your left knee and your left hand, just enough that you can get your right knee off the floor. And we'll just make some circles with the right knee. Start small. And then you can gradually make those circles bigger and bigger and bigger. Even making it a big circle, just think about your knee making a circle where you bring your knee up, that right knee up, and then you can bring it out to the side, and then back in. Some nice movement through that right hip. All right, one more. And then bring the right knee down. Let's get both hips warmed up. So just shift the weight over onto right knee so that the left knee can come up just enough. Where again, we'll just start with small circles. And those circles, as you can, just gradually get bigger and bigger and bigger. Maybe so much so that you're bringing the left knee up, out to the side, and down. Now one more. All right, then this will be easier for you to see. You stay on your mat the way you are. And I just want you to bring your right foot forward. I'm just turning so that you can see what I'm doing here. But you're on your mat. And this left leg, you can walk it back a bit. And press down with your left big toenail. So that's that back leg. And then as you press down with that toenail, that left big toenail, you bring hands to the right knee, dropping this left hip down and forward a bit. This will stretch that left hip flexor, like right in front of the left hip. If it's feeling pretty good, and again, this is a bit energetic, but I think it feels really good. Bring your right hand to the outside of right knee. You can reach left arm up. And nice little side bend where you're reaching over to the right. And as you do that, really feeling right along this left. And there's a bit of pressure of this right hand on the right knee, just to give you some leverage to reach over. And I'll bring the left hand down. We're going to lounge in this lunge a little bit, inner leg stretch at the same time. So left hand is 12 inches to the inside of right foot, couple inches forward. Right hand grabbing right knee. Right forearm on the outside of right thigh. So you hug belly into thigh. Keep this connection of belly and chest on thigh. And we're just going to start to, it's a twist. So we turn belly towards thigh and start to drop left hip and left ribs down towards your left elbow and your left wrist. This is called lounge lunge. Now we'll come out of this into a supported, actually let's do a pass-through little hamstring stretch. So bring hips back towards your left heel. And you could try that again. Press down with the right heel as you just get that extra stretch in the right hamstring, right here, right underneath that right leg. All right, good. So let's walk. This is pigeon. This is a supported pigeon here. Walk your right foot to the left. And then with this right knee, somewhat working to a 90-degree angle. If bringing this heel in a little bit more feels better on the knee, then you should do that. Bring the heel in. But no more than a 90-degree angle. So you don't want that right foot to come forward. There'd be a lot of pressure on the right knee. And then this left leg, you can bring it up, a little less through the hip flexor, or reach that left leg back, and you'll continue to get a stretch along that left hip flexor. Pull chest straight out over that right leg. Now, I didn't tell you to do this, but sometimes if you grab your cushion, and if it's handy, grab it. You can put that in front of your right shin, right knee, and give you a little leverage to pull forward. It's also a nice platform to bring your forearms down onto, or maybe even your chest coming out onto bolster. Now, usually there's an intensity somewhere. In your hip, inner leg, back, where is it for you? And as you take in a deeper breath, focus on that area of intensity. It's like you're filling that area up with breath. And on exhale, relaxing through that area of intensity. A slight modification would be to twist in your pigeon. Really twisting belly towards the right thigh. Keeping right hip down. All right, 2 more breaths here. Now, as you release this, that was a long hip opener, inner leg opener. Let's just check it out. So as you rise on up, rolling onto your right hip, bring your legs forward, and actually just, let's lie back. It's really easy to check it out when you lie back. Not quite Shavasana time yet. We're getting closer. But it's a bit like, a painter just stepping back from the canvas. Noticing. How does that right hip feel? And what if you just simply took in a very big breath here? And just let that breath go. Let's get that other side. So you can just bend your knees and roll over either onto your right side or your left side. Doesn't really matter. You choose. And push yourself up. All right, so you're on your mat. You're lengthwise. And then again, I'm going to turn so you can see what I'm doing. Let's bring left foot forward. Actually, I'll do it sideways this time. So left foot is forward. And that right leg, you just reach it back and press down through that right big toenail. You bring hands to the left knee. Bringing that right hip down and forward. This really should be, typically you're going to feel a stretch right along the front of the right hip here. And even to get more of a stretch in front of the right hip, engage your right butt cheek. Right arm reaching up. Maybe a little side bend here. Left hand against that left knee, right? That's a little bit of leverage point here. Stabilizing the lower part of the body so you can reach and stretch along the upper body, the right side. So kneeling pyramid, we'll pass through that. So releasing that side stretch. Hips back towards the right heel. Press down with left heel. Pigeon. Come up. Let's walk that left foot over to the right. And cueing it a little better this time, bring that, if you have the bolster, bring that over. It really does help here. So the bolster can be right along the front of that left shin. And then the right leg, upper back. Just depends how much stretch you want through that inner leg. Reach chest straight forward. So just straight out over the left knee. Now, if you know from the last side, we'll be here for a while, so there's plenty of time. to breathe into this. Wherever you feel the intensity, that is where the focus of your breath and mind are. Twisting pigeon. Belly button just turns towards the left thigh, kind of slides along the left side a bit, or left thigh. Just 3 of the best quality breaths yet of class right here. Working our way towards our back here. Bolster nearby. And as you lie back, grab your knees and squeeze knees in towards chest. And we're just going to let's drop knees over to the left. Right shoulder, right arm reaching out to the right, or you could do a little goalpost arm where you bend the right elbow. And then right knee comes up first, followed by left. You might need to shift your hips a little bit. And then spinal twist, let's drop the hips or drop the knees over to the right. Left arm could reach straight out to the side, or just a nice little bend through the elbow. Cactus arm, or just like a half cactus arm here with left arm. Belly in, left knee comes up first, then right. Now grab both knees, squeeze knees in towards chest. One more move before Shavasana. Unless you're feeling like you would like an 8-minute Shavasana, which would be fine. You can certainly do that. This is just a simple inversion here. This is legs up. This will be before Shavasana is the way I'll teach it. So you can bring your legs up and just lift your hips up, and you move the bolster underneath your hips. Now legs can be straight or bent. Doesn't really matter too much. What you're looking for is just equilibrium. Like, where is it that I can have my legs where I'm not working? In the belly? Or if the back of the legs are engaged? Somewhere is that sweet spot where it's almost like legs are floating. Tucking chin just a bit towards your chest, so we're stretching through the back of the neck. Now, if you like this, you could stay here for a while, or shift into Shavasana, bending the knees, and just move that bolster or cushion so that it's underneath your knees as you straighten legs out. And make sure your heels touch the ground. Otherwise, if your heels don't touch the ground, your legs are engaged. So heels touch. Arms spread just a bit wider. Take up some space here. Palms face the ceiling. And you can make this Shavasana a bit of a meditation, just for fun. When you breathe in, just think of the word or the feeling of a sound of I, as in the letter I. Exhale is am. And then on an inhale, it's here. And the exhale is now. So just I am here now. Simple. Just take in a deeper breath. Bringing awareness back to your body as your belly and chest rise and fall. And wiggle fingers and toes. Reach arms up and overhead along the floor. You can stretch out through right arm and right leg. Left arm, left leg. Both arms, both legs. And grab knees, squeeze knees in towards chest. Roll over onto whatever side feels good for you. And push on up, seated position. Long through spine. Arms alongside body. Thumbs point out towards the side. Inhaling, reach up. Make a nice arc with your hands. You can even look up here. Palms come together. This is a high prayer position. Fingertips touch. You just bring this prayer to the center of your chest, thumbs right along sternum. Give yourself a breath of honor, gratitude. Appreciate this opportunity you gave yourself for your practice. It's an investment in you. Namaste.